Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options to Play video update. We have really had kind of a crazy start to the year. Um, lots of new names, kind of waking up after the Georgia runoff, right? So we had a lot of like EV names into the year end. Now, as we get to 2021, it's a lot of like reopen style names coming to life. Also, a lot of like healthcare names in play because of the JP conference. So I feel like people maybe starting to get a little bit more interested in some names outside of tech, which is great. And some of these charts we all have been fortunate enough to been involved with from like lower prices, kind of anticipating some of these moves. And what I really want to like stress in this video is that I actually still think that there's action coming. So some of these names, so like Macy's reopen name, right? Or maybe value or however you want to call it. I mean, name that has had a really big move from November. But then we were actually watching it for a trade going into this year because we were looking for holiday sales and ended up rallying off of the Georgia runoff, right? City, same idea. Huge move, but actually we're still looking for another possible leg up ahead of earnings because it's like this really great setup where it's like this tight flag underneath the June high, right? So like that's ended up playing out. Another like the mining names, right? FCX has had another really crazy move, so that kind of falls into the category of a reopen name, right? You can see just basically over like the last like week and a half, these things have really started to go, right? So I don't want people to get in the habit of chasing. So what I am doing is I'm watching some of these patterns that have really extended and seeing whether they consolidate, can hold higher prices. But there's a couple things coming up that I feel like could really start to create like a whole nother like wave of movement, and that could be to the downside as well. So two big things on my watch list are the J&J vaccine data, which the company said on Monday should be out within the next 10 days. So that's 9 days after today. So basically, by the end of next week, we should have the J&J COVID vaccine data, and that could be like another positive catalyst for these stocks because that is a one shot COVID vaccine. All right, so versus like Moderna and Pfizer, which are both two shots, this would be a one shot. So people were thinking that might kind of speed up the process, right? Also, you have Novavax, which is supposed to have another vaccine candidate read out interim results in the very near term too. So have two kind of like closely watched, maybe higher expectation candidates due to have news soon. If those are positive, that could really fuel this reopen trade. So I mean, even though some of these names have run a lot, I'm looking for quick consolidations or maybe names that have been lagging a bit, and I still think that there could be room, right? Also, Biden unveiling the stimulus package, right? So probably going to see, or at least according to reports, probably going to get a vote on like a new round of stimulus right after he is sworn in. So within the next couple of weeks, and that could kind of drive more enthusiasm for these like reopen slash stimulus plays, so like retail, right? Some of the financials, some of the airlines, travel, restaurants, etc. Right? So you get the point. So a lot of these names have had moves. There are ones that haven't, so I feel like it's worth doing the work because some of these like options, they don't seem to be priced to reflect like the potential in some of these patterns. They're priced based off the moves that maybe what the stock has done over the last 6, 7, 9 months, just chopping around, maybe not very volatile. But if we start to get news, you can see like these beaten up names, they can really start to take off. Especially when you compare them to where they were at this time last year. So, I have been actively screening for like reopen value, however you want to call it, type patterns, like good solid patterns where with defined risk reward. And I think that even though some of them are extended, I still feel like there could be potential with these. So I definitely want to keep focusing here, at least for like the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think that there's probably going to be more news coming in the very near future that could still lead to some pretty sharp moves for some of these stocks. All right. So I just wanted to put that on your radar because it's definitely on my radar. I figured you guys can do the digging, you can do the work. Maybe you can find some names that I don't even know about, and let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything that looks good to you. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information on swing trading with options, or more information on option trading for earnings or events, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options and play. I hope you have a wonderful night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.